Turn on the TV today, an Indian sports fan is spoiled for choice. From Pro Kabaddi League to Ultimate Fighting Championship, from the Indian Super League to the English Premier League, Indians can watch a plethora of domestic and international events. The last decade has seen the arrival of 16 new sport leagues in India, and more are expected in this decade. And of all these leagues, unsurprisingly, the Indian Premier League dominates. The Broadcast Audience Research Council of India in 2017 estimated that cricket accounts for 80% of the live sports viewership in India, with much of it focused on the IPL. The second most watched sport was although Kabaddi. Since the arrival of the Pro Kabaddi League in 2014, the sport has entered the cultural mainstream. So in today's video, I'm going to take a look at how it all started and what helped the sport to reach to the place where it is today. Since prehistoric times, sports are a major means of man's entertainment. The people of the ancient civilization like the Chinese, the Egyptians, the Indus and the Greeks gave a lot of importance to sports, and in the modern era, the importance of sport has reached its zenith. In our country, sports have formed an important part of our culture. In the Vedic books, there are mentions of hunting, horse riding and even wrestling. In the epic age, games like hide and seek and kabaddi were very popular. But the origin of kabaddi can be traced to the times when the prehistoric man learned how to hunt in groups or how to attack animals in groups for their food and survival. The game is almost 4,000 years old, and a popular belief says that the game originated in the southern part of India, the state of Tamil Nadu. The story of Kabaddi begins by hitting and running of a boy for a candy. The boy who was hit chased the boy and hit him back and ran away. And this particular game kept on continuing for a large number of times. Holding the breath while chasing was another element that was added when the game evolved. Kabaddi on television? Completely unheard of? Why would somebody watch it? How are they going to present it? These were some of the questions that people had in their minds when the first season of Pro Kabaddi League was announced back in 2014. It was a sport that was not embraced by the urban India, and they completely overlooked the sport. The tradition of the game was such that it used to be played on the dusty balls. 6 years later, a body contact game of raiding and defending stands to be the second most watched sport in India behind cricket. From 2016 to 2017, PKL has managed to increase its viewership by almost 100 million people. In 2017, the sport underlined its growing popularity after 3 league games enjoyed higher TV ratings than the Indian cricket team's recent test match win against Australia. Anup Kumar, Pardeep Narwal, Rahul Chaudhary, Manjeet Chillar, Ajay Thakur. These were the names which are unknown to many of us almost a decade ago. But if these names ring a bell in your head, then you are just another Kabaddi fan. So how did this field sport, which was not admired by many, make its way into the billions of households of India? The journey from being a fringe sport which was played in the villages of India to being a revival of India's indigenous sport at the global level, the journey has been very interesting. Pro Kabaddi League was an entrant in the sports league which was inspired by the franchise model of the Indian Premier League. And in 2014, Mashal Sports, a company co-founded by Anand Mahindra and the famous TV presenter Charu Sharma, acquired the rights to organize the league for a period of 10 years, and the broadcasting rights were given to the Star Sports. And since then, the hyperbolic marketing has vindicated optimism and the growth of Kabaddi in India. With better viewership and revenue, the number of teams have escalated from 8 in the initial season to 12 teams owned by famous businessmen and celebrities, which gives the audience a 40 minutes of enthralling matches with complete 40 minutes of entertainment. But here I have broken down 2 important key points that made the Pro Kabaddi League so big. Number 1, the surge in viewership. While the organizers were a bit skeptical about the involvement of audience, the first season itself brought in a staggering number of 435 million viewers from the urban and the rural parts of India. It was 29% less than the first season of IPL, and the marketing cost involved was just 1/4 of it. As PKL followed the caravan format, which means that the cities hosted matches in clusters rather than have teams and multiple television crews crisscross the country like they do in IPL. After Star Sports took over, the cumulative growth has been 51% in the first 4 seasons, and the online viewership also increased by 1.3 crores of unique visitors. Increase in viewership in states like Maharashtra, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu ensured that the PKL also aired in Marathi, Tamil and Kannada languages. Number 2, sponsors and the economies. PKL and the Bollywood industry share a healthy relation, and PKL have used the film industry to leverage endorsement to its advantage. Amitabh Bachchan's Le Panga song made a huge impact on the urban crowd, while Salman Khan and other regional actors were also called on to endorse Panga that evoked a feeling of raid and aggression among the people. PKL generates a massive profit from its broadcasters, and with the rising viewership, plenty of brands buy airtime during the commercial breaks that are estimated between 80,000 to 1 lakh rupees per 10 seconds. Brand association with the franchise also pulls in a lot of money, and nearly 70 brands are associated as of now. In 2017, Pro Kabaddi League became the first non-cricketing league that had a title sponsor, and the rights were acquired by the Chinese giants Vivo for rupees 300 crores for a period of 5 years. This resulted in the increase of the prize money from rupees 2 crores to rupees 8 crores in the next season. If we throw some light on the perspective of players and their income, the highest bid in season 1 was rupees 12.8 crores for the then Indian captain Rakesh Kumar, and in 2019 Siddharth Desai was bought by the Telugu Titans for a staggering 1.45 crore rupees. So that's how the league has evolved. From barely getting any recognition to being the front face of the Indian Kabaddi, the Pro Kabaddi League has brought life to the lives of many players, as many thought already have one foot in its grave. Pro Kabaddi League has not just gathered the commercial success, but it has also maintained the status of a tournament that is to be away from all sorts of controversies and inside gimmicks. Like the words Kabaddi Kabaddi that PKL players can't stop chanting, the trend of PKL is going to keep evolving and expanding. No second thought that PKL has definitely revitalized India's age-old sport, and with the subsequent amount of progress, PKL might also overtake IPL as India's #1 sports broadcasting event in the upcoming future. Our country, India, is the second most populated country in the world, with a population of 135 crores. A country with so many talents and so many people. But why is India's performance so poor at the Olympics? 9 gold medals, 7 silver medals and 12 bronze medals. Just 28 medals as of 2020. That's exactly the number of medals that Michael Phelps alone has won in his Olympic career. Well, I don't know the answer why India is failing at the Olympics, but I have got some really strange facts for you. Sita Sahu, the bronze medalist of 2011 Special Olympics, today helps her mother to sell Golgappe to earn a living. The Indian women's Kabaddi team had to wait for an auto rickshaw to bring home the trophy, as nobody came to welcome them. They had to walk some distances with the trophy and the check in their hand, and nobody cared. If I ask you to give me the names of 10 popular cricket players, well, I'm sure that you might give me hundreds of names. If I ask you the names of 10 popular hockey players, well, I'm sure that many of you might not be able to give me even one name, just because we don't know them or we just don't care. Being a child, I used to think that cricket is our national sport because nobody actually spoke or told us about hockey. No doubt all of us love cricket, but till the time this hierarchy and favorism is gonna continue, our performance at the global level is gonna keep declining. Until the time this is gonna keep continuing, our real talents, real gems and real winners are gonna keep getting ignored. If we are not supporting the people who are representing our country, then why would somebody want to win for us? Pro Kabaddi League was just the example of the fact that when you and me support other games other than just favoring a single game, that's the time that we would discover the real gems and the real champions. No doubt Sachin, Dhoni and Kohli are all legends. At the same time, it is quite important for us to tell to our next generation that there were also other legends born in this country. People who fought against all the hardships of life and have made a name for our country at the global level without getting much recognition. And when you and me realize this fact is a time that India would stand second to none at the Olympic medal chart, and we would be proud to go to any part of the world and say that we are Indians.